So on our name badges, we have our 10 core values, and they're rather small. They used to be a bit bigger. But anytime you have a question about the way you're answering a phone call or an email, you can just reference that. Here's what we're all about. And so if I was maybe in a rough mood and responded to an email, before I hit send, I might go, that's not very number 7, which is build a positive team and family spirit. Anybody who approaches me with a question is a customer, even though they're an employee from a different department. So the way that you look at that is service. Give the best level of service that you can give to everybody, department to department, to your customers, to vendors, business partners, and people who are visiting. So yeah, it's really right there. You can always focus on, here's what we are about, and am I actually doing that in this situation? So core value number 1 is to deliver wow through service. So it's not about fun, it's not about family. What we're here to do, and like I said, whether it's customers, business partners, is to give that great service. So that part of the vision is in the values there. Find a little weirdness. It's a lot of fun. Do more with less, but be passionate and determined is part then of the passion and the drive behind the vision, which means we understand that things might change and that we might have to kind of slim down or get more lean as times change. But we're all in it for the same goal, and let's focus on the service level that we can offer that wow, no matter what we've got. And the FC Hero Academy is where Las Vegas employees go to the fulfillment center and work for a week. And they check out the processes, they get their hands on it. They really see that that's the physical side of our customer experience. They work really hard for us, pounding the concrete floors all day. So the flip side then is the Las Vegas encounter, where they get to come to fabulous Las Vegas and hang out with us for 2 weeks. They go through part of that new hire training, the culture and history part. They get to see what all the different departments do here in the office. So you really get to see all the different pieces that make up the Zappos family. And you can see that we're all focused on customer experience from our own angle. If there's a brand and they just absolutely come in here and scoff at what we do, they're probably not going to be a great brand to have a relationship with. And that's taken into account in the decision-making process. Like, hey, they came in, they laughed at us because they think it's just silly. If they really don't get it and see who we are, then that will be a part of that decision as well. You've got to be willing to hire and fire based on your culture. You define who you are, it comes from the people in the company. It really has to be words that you live by. So that means that if there is an issue of culture, let's just say Mark, and he's having a bad day and he spouts off a bunch of negative stuff on the floor, and it affects the person around him, it affects the person who might have heard him on the other end of the phone. So you can be pulled aside and just said, hey, is everything okay? First off, that's going to be our question. Like, what caused that? Because you didn't do that yesterday. And then just a reminder, like, we really can't have that because the guy next to you, customers on the phones, that's not what we're here to do. So do you need to take 10 minutes? Do you need to go get a coffee? What do you need? If it happens again, it's the same thing. It's a business, so there's that progression of, okay, well, here's a little written warning that we've asked you not to do this and you're doing it again. So beyond that, then there's action taken. Well, in training, we have actually something to help nip that in the bud as well. So you're here for 4 weeks of training. In the second week, so you've seen a full week of training, we let you know, hey, now that you've seen what we have to offer, how we really do things and who we are, if you don't feel that this is a great place for us, let us know by the end of that 4 weeks of training that you're taking us up on the offer, which means that you're deciding, while I was hired as a culture fit, it's not the place for me. So again, it's not mutually beneficial. We'll actually pay you for the time that you worked in training and give you $2,000 for making that call, for saying, okay, now that I've seen it, it's not me. Less than 1% take that. So as far as the offer goes, less than 1% actually say, yeah, it's not the place for me. Our merchandising team, and some teams you'll see above some of the buyers' heads a sign that says coach. And that is because, as mentioned, you should manage your money and tell it where to go and what to do for you. But you should coach people. You should tell them, here's a project, here's what I'd like to see you do, but not here's what I want you to do exactly. Let them figure out that way. Come up with maybe even a better way to do it than you could have thought of. And help them find the next step. Coach them in their career as well. To say, hey, you're really doing well in this aspect, and there's an option for you to go over here. It might be something you've never thought of. but they'll find it and they'll let you know, hey, we've seen this and you're really excelling here. Maybe it's something you would like to continue with. I think it's the team and family spirit. In our culture book we publish every year, we ask folks for their honest opinion about Zappos and the culture. We don't censor it, we don't change what you put, we do run it through spell checker. And we publish it every single year, and it's kind of the biggest repeated theme, because I have all 5 editions in Excel sheets. The biggest repeated theme is that team and family spirit. You've had great teams in other jobs, you've had companies you loved, but when you come into work, I'm not just coming in here to hang out with Zappos Insights and this is my team. It's like, this is the extension of my family. You just gotta be who you are. And changing who you are only if it really means that you're changing for the better and for the vision of the people in the company. Changing who you are because it looks good, it's just like making up whatever. So changing who you are based on, you know what, we really do see this aspect, but we could do better in there. You've already got it, so you can build it and grow it, and it is who you are. So yeah, you shouldn't just pick and choose because it sounds good. Now, we're not trying to get you to do what we do, because this might not work for you. For the people in your company or organization, this might not be what's right. But what is? There's something that you might be kind of overlooking. It's a matter of evaluating your values. So let's just say you're in a company that's been around 80 years, and you've got that thing that's in your lobby. Somebody wrote 80 years ago. Are you really about that? Is that really like who you are and how you live? So maybe it's a matter of looking into the people who make up your company and what are the values they have, they see in the company, that can really then come up with a list of who you are. And then you just got to be willing to make that actionable and live with it. Hire and fire based on it. But just trust also that when people see that you're focused on, this is who we are, this is really what we're all about, great things can